What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Today we are going to be discussing the big announcement that Tony Khan made in regards to the April 5th, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite. For a week now, the AEW president has been hyping the fact that there was going to be a very important announcement. He went as far as tweeting and posting on, or giving a comment to Sports Illustrated stating it was one of the most important announcements in the history of AEW. And it is. And it's obviously very fitting the name of the event. So on August 27th, which is a Sunday, AEW will be traveling to Wembley, England. London, England, to run a show at the 90,000 seat venue known as Wembley Stadium. Obviously, WB ran the 1992 SummerSlam at this stadium, and now AEW is going to attempt it. It'll be the very first AEW pay-per-view outside of Canada and the United States. It's also the very first event in AEW history outside of the United States and Canada. It's fitting that they're naming it All In, considering that was the event that was produced and run by Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks in association with Ring of Honor, which was the event that gave Tony Khan the confidence that there was a marketplace and a real demand for a second top tier promotion in addition to WWE. Now, are they going to be able to pack in 90,000 people? Not likely. 50,000? Maybe. And that is with cheap tickets. Because I don't know if WBE could do that. Now, obviously, they're going to be holding the upcoming Money in the Bank event. But that's not at a stadium. That's at the O2 Arena in London. Now, we can talk about Cardiff Clash at the Castle. That event was held at Principali Stadium, okay? And it drew about 62,000, which is a hell of a demand. They're not going to do 90,000. But that's okay. It's going to be the biggest attended AEW show to date, beating out their Grand Slam show held at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Off the top of my head, I don't remember the number, but it's going to be a massive show. Now, you're going to need a massive event, main event, a massive headlining match, right? What that is, I don't know. Do you bring back a CM Punk and try to mix it out there? AEW Prez Tony Khan, he wanted to bring back Punk before Punk's Instagram post where he knocked Jon Moxley for coming up with the Rocky 3 idea for their short match between All Out. And then, ripping Chris Jericho. Half the locker room reportedly doesn't want him back. There's some that want Punk back. Tony Khan wants Punk back. Can he convince Punk to come back? There's a question mark. Obviously, he has his issues with the Elite. Mainly the Young Bucks. Obviously, Colt Cabana, Hangman Page. Kenny Omega, not necessarily, because he's kind of alluded to the fact that he doesn't really have issues with Punk. He was just kind of in the wrong place, wrong time scenario. Do you bring him back, and what do you do? Do you have him do, like... I've seen some suggestions online in regards to, like, is it Punk versus Omega? Is it Punk and FTR versus the Elite? Is it Okada? Do you bring in a New Japan? I know Dave Meltzer was talking on Wrestling Observer Radio today, like, you're going to have to bring in other promotions, including New Japan. But it's like, you're just going to do that in June. So, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do cross-promotion because that's what Forbidden Door is all about. Do you have, like, big matches from New Japan? Pick a freaking match. A Will Ospreay versus Okada at that All In show? Like, how are you going to do this? right off the top of my head, looking at the current AEW roster page where you don't have a CM Punk, I don't know what match does humongous business. I seen a suggestion of like Sting having his retirement match. Okay, yeah, you could do that. It's not going to draw 90,000 people. It's not going to draw 50,000 people. It's a big match, depending on who he's in there with. Also, there is a lot of chatter because the press release, and really no reports have been able to confirm this, is this a traditional pay-per-view event? Are they really going to do a live show, a house show, a live event at Wembley Stadium? No. It's going to have to be a pay-per-view. Well, you're in a different time zone. Are you going to try to do it on a tape delay? Well, spoilers will get out. I highly doubt you can do a pay-per-view like that. Then you make the argument, okay, well, it'll just have to air in the afternoon. WB does this all the time. Yeah, but they charge $9.99. Are you going to get fans on a Sunday afternoon, a week before Labor Day weekend, to sit down on a Sunday afternoon and watch this pay-per-view live? You'll get some, but you're not going to get as many as WB would. Like, you're going to take a hit on your pay-per-view buys in North America, in the United States, and in Canada. You're going to have to draw a hell of a gate in the UK to make up the difference, because you're going to lose out. Another question. Okay, if you're going to run All In on August 27th, what does that mean for All Out? All Out, historically, takes place Labor Day weekend. It's a week after. It's always on a Sunday. Do you run All Out a week after All In? Now, WB did this in 2020 with SummerSlam and then Payback. Once again, that was on... was that on Peacock at the time? Either way, it was on WB Network. It was $9.99. A lot of questions. This is a roll of the dice by Tony Khan. You got to respect his decision for trying to do something big. He lived up to the announcement. It is a hell of an announcement. And I am very, very intrigued to see how this all plays out. But AEW is headed to Wembley Stadium, presumably for a pay-per-view event, August 27th, 2023. And they're going to need some big ammunition to fill up this stadium. So we'll see how it goes.